Hi again, YouTubers. So this is my face of the month video, and it's pretty simple, pretty easy. I used probably 8 brushes and a beauty blender, but I went through, told you what I've been doing the most this month. This is the look when it's done, and I kind of talk about some things just having to do with the wedding as I'm getting ready, just some little tidbits because people have been asking questions. And another thing is I've done this little like bump type of thing forever in my hair. Kind of sideways anyway, I'll fix that later. And people ask me how I do this, and my hair, I can just do it pretty easily just by teasing it and then just pulling it back 2 bobby pins. But I did find these cool little things. I think it was at Ulta. They're called the hair poofs. This is what it looks like. And what it is it's a little piece like this on a clip that you snap out, you tease your hair, you insert it in this way, you snap it closed, and then you pull your hair over it, and it gives you a little bit more height. And I decided to give one a try today because I will say this, by the time I am done at the end of the day, that little piece tends to be a little bit flatter. So I figured I'd give it a try, see how it works. So if you have trouble, that might be a good idea. But I hope you guys enjoy this, and let me know if you have questions. All right, so let's get started. First thing I tend to do is I take my Garnier Skin Renewal Anti-Dark Circle. I've been shaking it up a little bit lately. I roll it under my eyes. Then I just take my finger and go over and pat it in. I do use an eye cream before this. I just do this because it seems to brighten up my under eye. The next thing I have been doing is I have been taking my Makeup Forever Matte Velvet Plus. It's too light for me, but I ordered it in a darker color. So we'll see when that comes in. There isn't much left of this. And then I've also been mixing it with my Guerlain, the Extreme Wear one. I just take a little dot of each of them. It's a squeeze of Makeup Forever Matte Velvet, and then, oops, making a mess here, and then 1 pump of the Guerlain. And I just tap it on all over my eyelids, everything, down my neck, and then I just blend it in. And just to tell you guys, I did my makeup run through this weekend with the makeup artist for the wedding. And if you follow me on Twitter, it was horrendous. And I'm going to be doing it myself now. So I'm trying out I've ordered a couple different foundations, and I'm trying out a couple different foundations to see which one looks best. Some days I will take my beauty blender sponge and just kind of go around. It's not damp right now, but I still use it sometimes. It just kind of gets rid of those lines when you put it on with your fingers. I usually use a damp, but some days I forget, like today. So there's that. When my circles are a little bit darker, I'll take the, what is this called? The Bye Bye Under Eye Concealer. See, I should probably leave this stuff out because I can go over it. I squeeze out a very little bit, and I tap, oh, that was way too much under that eye. I just tap it a little bit under the eye and just a little bit on each end. Then again, I kind of do the same thing. I don't get it up too close under my eye because that's where your fine lines are. And out to the corner you can do, but just don't get it too close into the under eye. Do the same thing on this side. You just want it mostly where the darkness is, not all the way up. Then I do the same thing. I kind of take this, blend it in. If I have any spots that I feel I need to conceal, I do that now, but I'm okay. I have been taking my MAC Studio Fix powder in N5. So interested now in what SPF is in things. Been using this Real Techniques brush. It's awesome, from Sam Chapman. So soft. And I just take this as a once over real quick, just to help control the oil throughout the day, because I do have that combination oily T-zone. I bring a little bit down my neck just to make sure everything's even. So that's that part. And then I take, I use the same thing all the time pretty much, is my Too Faced Chocolate Soleil bronzer. I use the same brush and I just do a sweep up and over and down and under. And I do my neck too, just to make sure. And I've been away, so I haven't even had a chance to self-tan. And then whatever's left on the brush, I just kind of run over all over. Alright, then I have been, ooh, got a piece of hair there. Is it? I can feel a piece of hair. I think I found it. I'm sure it's one of mine. Then I've been taking this brush from the Costco set. This brush is really awesome. It's called a 104 round foundation brush. I really like this brush, but I've been using it with my Chanel Bronze Universal, which I'm sure has a bunch of different names now. And I just use this as a contour. If you can see that there. Not too dark, nothing predominant. Like, I just want a light. Ooh, I got too much right there. Take my beauty blender if there's some areas that get too much, or it just wasn't turning out how I wanted it to. And that's what I use for that. I kind of come back to my blush last. Lately I've been doing my lips randomly early on. I've been using this, and let me sharpen it real quick. I don't even have a clue of why I've been using this. It's just, I've been grabbing at it and it stays pretty well, surprisingly. Geez, this thing doesn't sharpen very well though, I'll say that much for it. This is, I got it at Sally Beauty Supply. It's called Boutique Lip Crayon in Rosewood. I don't know why I've been doing that at that stage in my makeup, but I've just been doing that. So the next thing I do is I take a primer potion, and I've been using my Urban Decay primer potion. And this thing is back to that point where it's so hard to get any up out of the packaging. And I just tap it on my eyelids and go under my eyes a little bit. You just need a little thin layer of this, not too much. You just want enough that the eyeshadow will adhere to it and stay on your eye better. So, I've been using that. I pretty much almost always use that. The next thing I've been using is I've randomly started using this again. It was a Clinique set with 3 shadows. The primary one I've been using is this number 2, and it's called Buttered Bronze, and I'm gonna try and find it. It says it's in a eyeshadow duo, so I'm gonna try and see if I can find it on Sephora, maybe order it. Gosh, I'm all out of whack. I use my Sigma E55 flat shader brush, and I just literally just run it front and back on there, and then I pat it on my lid. This is like a gorgeous color for blue eyes, by the way. And then I just kind of run it up into the crease with whatever is left on the brush, going back and forth in windshield wiper motions, kind of just working it in and all the way up to the crease type of thing. Again, same thing with the other side. So yeah, I totally did not like, actually Marty or I did not like the makeup. It was horrible. My face didn't match my neck. It wasn't anything that I could not do myself. So I am back to the drawing board. I am going to figure out which foundation I like best, go with that, and just go from there and do my own. I take it under my eye a little bit as well. Same color. So yeah, that was horrendous. Hair came out great. Makeup, not so much. So now I have to sit down and write her an email and explain to her that I won't be using her. So then I'm just going to do my lid. Sigma E60, just a flat brush. I just take the base that's in that same one because I don't need a real shimmery, because the base shadow has a good amount of shimmer to it. I put that on, and then I do the same thing. I go back to the Sigma E55 that had the little bit of shadow in it, and I just kind of blend them together. I don't even bother with a blending brush. I just kind of go back and forth, so it looks like this. Then I have been doing my brows just with my Revlon Brow Fantasy again. Seems to work for me. I can't tell you why. Just matches and works. But I am interested to try that Anastasia brow set one with the, like, I don't know what those things are called, with the stencil-like things. I'm not that great with my brows, so maybe that'll help me for the wedding too. You never know. I'm trying everything. I got lots of recommendations on Twitter of some ideas of different foundations. So I've ordered 2, I think, right now. What am I looking for here? All right, eyeliner. I'm just going to use this. Is one of my ones that I grabbed for the Milani Liquify. This is the black one. This one needs to be sharpened too. Time to clean out that sharpener. Then I just take it up on my waterline. I've been going back and forth depending on how much time I have between this and the Laura Mercier pan liner to tight line. And sometimes I just run it on the bottom, and then I blend that in afterwards. Let it sit for a minute or so that way. Take my, where's the pencil brush? Where is it? Where did it go? I've been using, nope, that's the wrong one. Turn it. Here it is. Sigma E65, just an angle brush. Some people like these type of brush, the pencil brushes. Some people like these angle brushes. I personally like the angle brush. I've been using my Tarte. It was in that kit. It's the Emphasize Amazonian Clay. I just take the brush, I tap it in to that, and then I just line it along my top line. I don't go all the way in, and I get thinner the closer I go in. But this stuff stays great, stays all day on me, doesn't move, doesn't cause issues, doesn't transfer. I've heard people say they dry out really fast. I haven't run into that yet, but I will let you know if I do. Really hope this is in the shot. Kind of connect it down to the bottom a little bit. Not a whole lot of, I mean the inner line is rimmed, but not a whole lot of liner. I usually take, where's my other, goodness, I'm having trouble finding brushes today, aren't I? There we go. No, that wasn't it either. Where is it? There it is. I don't even know who makes this brush. It's a little smudger brush. I just usually take it and smudge my bottom lash line out so it's not quite so harsh. And that Milani liner is awesome. It stays great, I think. Last little bit, a couple things I've been doing is my eyelash curler. Usually count to about 10 and like pump it like 3 or 4 times. And I have been using the Urban Decay eyelash primer potion. It's one thing that I was talking about too is I suck at putting on false lashes. I just do. I always have. And that's one of my biggest concerns. And someone gave me a great tip on Twitter. They said, well, if you're so bad at it, or you're so concerned about it for the wedding, why don't you get lash extensions the week before and just, that way I don't have to worry about putting on false lashes. So I'm debating between the two. I'm going to start giving it some tries, not when I go to work or my everyday eye, but I'm going to try them a little bit more on weekends and when I'm going out places just to see how I do with them. So that is my Urban Decay Primer Potion for my eyelashes. I usually let this sit a little bit, and at this point I do my blush. Where did it go? Where did it go? Two of the ones I've been really using. Where's my brush? Boy. This is a old MAC 116. I didn't even realize I had any MAC brushes left. Thought I'd sold them all. Guess I didn't realize this one was. The Tarte Amazonian Clay blush in Adored. Now this has a lot of shimmer in it, so you don't need a highlight with this. I just tap it on my brush, tap it off, and then I'm mostly just using this kind of where a highlight would go. And it's a pretty flushed color, but I just tap it in and then I use it right where the highlight would go. Not as much, a little bit on the apples, but not as much on the apples. And then I also have been using this Youngblood Rouge Crushed Mineral Blush. It just, I don't know, something about it's been working. Another option that's very close, gives the same results, is this, nope, that's not the right one either. Boy, I'm just batting 1,000 today. NARS Outlaw. Here, I'll use NARS Outlaw. I just tap it on the brush, and I use it mostly on the apples. And then I tend to take that same fluffy brush, any fluffy brush, and just go over it so it doesn't look too much. Then, oops, all right, guess I'll get that later. Then I go back with my eyelash curler after the primer's dried for a couple of seconds, and I just hold it on for about 5 and pump it about twice. I have been using this, I've been switching between 2 mascaras mostly. This is the TIGI Bedhead Mascara and the Tarte Sample. Well, I've been using a lot of Tarte stuff. The Lights Camera Lashes. That's another thing. I'm going to have to look for a good waterproof mascara for the wedding. And I just kind of keep going until they're separated enough and they look the way I want them to. Which, with my short little stubby lashes, sometimes takes a bit longer than expected. And then I do the bottom lashes, just kind of a quick once over. Same thing with the other eye. I do usually wipe off the edges of my eyelash curler in between, just to make sure it doesn't have any transfer from the eyeliner or from the primer, any of those things. I don't want that going from eye to eye, so. But same thing on this side. We all make that face. It's so funny when we put on mascara. This eye is my trouble eye. My lashes never do what I want them to do on this side. Oh, get an itch. So, oh, and usually I've been throwing on gloss, and I've been throwing on this, what is it called? Lip Fusion in blush. just for a nice little shine. Pretty easy. Pull my hair down. Figure out what I'm going to do with my hair, and I guess you'll have seen it in the beginning of the video. We'll see how it goes. But that is my face of the month. It's what I've been loving. It's what I've been doing a lot of, and it's just my quick and easy face of the month. I hope you guys enjoyed this, and let me know if you have any questions. Thanks so much for watching. Have a great day. Bye.